Okay, here's what happened. I fell in love, skipped my flight home, sucked at English, ruined the job interview, lost the girl, got deported. All because I couldn't speak the language. That's when I realized English wasn't just a skill, it was the key to everything. I had to get it, and I had to get it fast. So after not getting the job of my dreams, I didn't just sit around feeling sorry for myself. Well, okay, maybe I did for one day. I ate too many cookies and watched sad music videos. But then I got serious. I told myself, Ben, your first 30-day challenge. Don't be lazy. Don't cry into your pillow. Do the work. So I made a plan. A fun plan. A weird plan. A plan that actually worked. It had 3 exercises. Not 100, not 50, just 3. And guess what? I didn't need any textbooks, teachers, or magic wands. I officially called it Operation Make Ben Talk Like a Human. Exercise number 1, shadowing practice, aka copy the talking people game. First, I found videos on the YouTube channel Super Smart English. Stories, long videos, shorts, anything with talking. Then I tried this. I hit play. I listened carefully to what the person said. I hit pause. Then I repeated the sentence out loud, exactly like they said it. Then I felt a little silly, but I did it again. If the scary-looking person said, I was walking down the street when it started raining, then I said, with my best actor voice, I was walking down the street when it started raining. I copied their emotion, speed, everything. Sometimes I made mistakes. One time I said, I was walking down the cheese. Ugh. Okay, so maybe I was daydreaming about cheese pizza. Nobody's perfect. But after a couple of days, I started sounding smoother. Not perfect, but way less like a confused robot. Exercise number 2, mirror speaking, aka talk to your reflection and try not to laugh. Okay, I have to admit, this one was weird at first. Firstly, I stood in front of a mirror and checked out my muscles. Then I talked to myself. Yes, to myself. I was the speaker and the audience. I said things like, hello, my name is Ben. I like sandwiches and learning English. Then I looked at my mouth, and my face, and my hands. I made sure I didn't look like a frozen potato. If I looked bored, I added more energy. If I looked angry, I smiled more. If I looked like a deer in headlights, I laughed and tried again. It was fun, like acting in a play where I was the only actor and the only fan. I even gave myself a fake talk show. Welcome to the Ben Show. Today's topic, how to fry an egg without burning it. Yes, I always burn the egg. Exercise number 3, record and review, aka listen to your own voice and try not to scream. This one was a little painful. I used my phone to record myself speaking about a topic. For example, topic of the day, my favorite food. I talked for 1 minute. Then I pressed play, and I cringed. Do I really sound like that?
My name is Jeff.
Yes, I did. But it was okay, because I learned. I spoke too fast. I said, too much. I forgot words like pasta, which is sad because I love pasta. The next day, I tried again. Same topic, new recording. Little by little, I got better. Soon, I sounded less like a kid reading from a cereal box and more like... Bonus move, I did all 3. Every day. Some days I was tired. Some days I wanted to watch cat videos instead. Some days I did watch cat videos and then felt guilty. But I still did the challenge, even if it was just for 15 minutes. After 30 days, I didn't feel like a total beginner anymore. I wasn't scared to speak. I wasn't frozen in fear. I wasn't hiding behind my accent. I was still making mistakes. But I was talking. Out loud, like a real person, in English. After 30 days of talking to my mirror, copying YouTube channels like Super Smart English, and recording myself like a wannabe pop star, I felt different. Not fluent, but braver. Less, and more, okay, I got this. That's when I decided. Time to go all in. No more hiding my English. Now it was time to speak English all day long. It's not as scary as it sounds. So here's what I did. While I was cleaning, now I'm washing a cup. This cup is dirty. Wow, I drink a lot of coffee. While I was cooking, these eggs are not listening to me. Stop turning black. Suddenly, English was part of my whole day, not just my study time. When I left the house, I became my own tour guide everywhere I went. We are now looking at a beautiful green tree. This tree is tall, very leafy, probably full of squirrels. Look at the sky. It is gray. Again, it's always gray, but I like it. Kinda. It felt silly, but it helped me build sentences quickly and stay in English mode. One day, I found an online English speaking group for learners like me. At first, I just watched and didn't say a word. Then I whispered, "Hello." Then I answered a question. Then I couldn't stop talking. We talked about easy stuff. What's your favorite food? What's the weather like today? Do you like pizza? Everyone always says yes. Everyone made mistakes. Nobody cared. It was like a team of brave beginners. And guess what? I made friends. From India, Brazil, Japan, and even a guy named Bob who loved cats way too much. After a few weeks of this full-on English explosion, something changed. People understood me. Store clerks didn't say "what?" 3 times. I could order coffee without panicking. I even told a joke in English and someone actually laughed. Sure, I still made mistakes, but now I didn't care. I wasn't aiming for perfect, I was aiming for brave. And brave was way more fun. Part 6. The Comeback. Back in Norway, everything felt quiet. Too quiet. No hot dogs from food trucks, no loud taxi horns, no Emily. I missed New York. I missed that job. I even missed the guy on the subway who sneezed on me once. But I hadn't forgotten what the boss said. Come back when your English is stronger. So that's what I did. I studied like my life depended on it. Because, well, it kinda did. I did shadowing. I talked to my mirror. I made voice recordings even when I had a cold and sounded like a duck. Slowly, my English got better. I stopped saying "I like beef" when people asked personal questions. I stopped calling problems my special skill. And best of all, I stopped translating in my head. Then one day I did something really scary. I applied for a US visa again. I also wrote a letter, not just a boring letter. A humble, honest, super sincere one that went something like this. Dear big official visa people, I know I broke the rules. I was young, in love, and really bad at English. I made mistakes, big ones. But I've changed. I studied, I improved, and I've been offered a job that could change my life. Please give me a second chance. I promise not to be a confused tourist this time. I didn't expect anything. But guess what? They wrote back. It was a long letter, but I'll sum it up for you. Your 5-year ban has been reduced to 1 year. I jumped so high I hit my head on the ceiling. 1 year later, I was back on a plane to New York. This time I had a visa. This time I had confidence. This time I packed extra deodorant. When I landed, the city smelled like pizza and opportunity. I went to find Emily first. She smiled when she saw me. We talked, and in full sentences this time. But she said gently, "Ben, I'm in a new relationship now." Oof. My heart did a little ouch, but I smiled anyway. Because this trip wasn't about love anymore. It was about the second chance I worked so hard for. I walked back into the same company, same boss, same coffee machine. "Ben?" he said, surprised. "You came back." I nodded. I told you I would. This time I nailed the interview. I didn't talk about my smells. I didn't call myself a problem maker. I told my story clearly, confidently, and with a little joke at the end. The boss laughed and said, "You've come a long way, Ben. Welcome to the team." So here I am, in New York, working my dream job, eating giant pizza slices. And you know what? Learning English didn't just help me get a job. It gave me my voice. If you're reading this and thinking, that could never be me, trust me, it can be. You just need to start. Talk to yourself. Talk to your mirror. Talk to your dog. Make mistakes. Laugh at them. Keep going. Because one day you'll look back and say, "Wow, I did it." And maybe, just maybe, I'll see you in New York too.
Subscribe now.